Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom can console about the console fairly known. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Yo, it's iRace Saturday. Welcome to Wanna Bet. Oh, geez, Ben, I just realized I didn't put my microphone back. I figured I was going to screw something up. You know, we got a lot going on. Uh-oh. Wait, are you talking?
Now, check.
Oh, God, you scared me. Ben and I were a little late because I had audio issues. I'm using a different computer now. I have to get used to it. It's my son's old gaming computer, but I think it's pretty functional for a lot of this stuff. But these headphones are going to work better than the old ones. So we got all that cleared away. Thank you guys, as always, for being with us. We got a lot to get to today. Some Bundesliga, some EPL. Ben, I'm guessing you want some college baseball?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. We've got the tail end of that lacrosse parlay that opened yesterday with a wild one. A lot of college hoops, obviously, some NBA. Look, even before we put the ticket out, I'm going to give this bet out, right? Because it's 10 minutes before kickoff. Is that all right, Ben? I'm going to give out my fourth down now because, again, it's my fault. I'd hoped to have been on here 20 minutes sooner. 3-way anytime goal scorer parlay. Thiago's about to kick off in 10 minutes with in the Brentford match. Like he's in great form. He draws penalties. He finishes penalties. They're playing a Brighton side that's really struggled. I like Igor Thiago to score today. I like Undav to score this weekend for Stuttgart. Another guy we've been on quite a bit. It's a fortuitous matchup for them. And Borussia Dortmund, our guy Gyasi. We told you we love them in Champions League. We loved them last weekend in Bundesliga. We're going to have more on those matches tomorrow, but because the Thiago end of this is today, I wanted to get that out there. Price the best at plus 824 at Bet365. Also, Bet365, when you're on these goal scorers, you want to have that sub on just in case something happens. They leave the match. Their substitute scores. Bada bing, bada boom. We cash. So that's my fourth down going first. Ben, anything we need to get to before you put the ticket up? And I promise I'll go in order the rest of the show.
No. Yes, actually, there is.
Okay.
We did get we got a couple emails. I haven't been able to get back to some, but
I responded to the ones I saw, but things are a little hectic for me these days, so yeah. I will get to them. I got a lot going on.
Rafa's the man always.
Rafa is the man. Rafa in Madrid. Buenos dias.
Absolutely. The other one, Ryan Mills. He said, JLC and Beltway Ben, did we miss a bib day today, or is my record keeping off? And then he sent me the record. And then I went back and looked, and I'm like, we missed a bib day yesterday.
Really? Again, like
I know. I know. I'm just saying
that I mean, I don't know. Do we put I feel like we haven't had the bibs on in a while, but we gotta respect, right? Like we respect. We respect. We keep it as real as we humanly can. Yeah. Maybe soon we'll have people helping us keep it even more real. I think we will. So okay, yeah, that's our bad. You know what? I my bib's over there. I'm not going to waste any more time putting the bib on, but how about a little bit of that action? Huh? Delayed mallet action for us missing a bib day. I'm not going to miss this, Jank. This earpiece was killing me, bro. This earpiece was killing me. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Ben, you want to put the ticket up? Last night, look, I didn't have a lot last night. We got a push in the Loyola game. They bossed UMBC for all but 6 minutes of that game. And then UMBC scored like 5 goals in 5 minutes. And it ended up being a push -4. I mean, they were up by 8. I thought we were going to win easy. But the money leg part of that UMBC Loyola Lax match is still going on. Canisius Ryder, I got a late 3 that killed me, Beltway Ben. A 3 with 15 seconds. They hadn't made a 3 the whole damn game. Also, a couple on-the-floor calls that were ruled foul shots that were pretty befuddling to me and Sharky as we watched that thing. And boy, that was a tough watch. But that one snuck over. And Mainz owned the match the whole game. Hamburg, like, Ben, they scored on a free kick that took a double deflection and beat the goalie. So that was 1-1. I do hate the fact that I really felt good about how Mainz was playing through the first 65 minutes of that match. By the way, Ben, you continue to come up big in the NBA. You got a handle on those Lakers. I feel like you've been really on fire with the Lakers.
Yeah, that was I mean, it got a little sweaty because I need them to win the game, but Luca and Reeves showed what they were going to do pretty early on. They came out and killed it. That was once Kawhi was ruled out for the rest of the game. That was pretty sweat free, I'd say. Even though they get a steal late and get a look at a 3 to tie it, even if that game goes to overtime, I think the Lakers win.
Yeah,
Indiana,
first
Purdue.
half, and I'm like, Ben's cooking with gas here.
Yeah, we were in a good spot. Indiana, Purdue, another good read. I've said Purdue's got one of the best offenses in the country. Indiana's, we're just going to need them to make some shots. And one, I literally was kicking myself for not taking Purdue's team total instead because that was the read they needed. I'm going to need something from them. And late in the game, they were able to do what they needed to ultimately get us over the number. We also basically broke even between our Jokic double-double. Jokic 32, 8, and 8, or 9 and 7. 32, 9, and 7, I think it was. Unbelievable. We couldn't get one more rebound. He only played 3 quarters because of the blowout. That Nuggets team was frustrated. I told you I should have just played them on the money line. I couldn't believe the odds were like that in a spot where I just thought they were due. But we did get PJ Washington aggressive shooting the basketball as I expected. He went over his field goals attempted. So it was a very, very profitable night for me.
Excelente. Okay, if you do want to jump on any of that lax today, and you missed yesterday's show, I'll be honest, I haven't rechecked this, but like Duke was laying 6.5 against Jacksonville. I think Duke spanks them. And Army on the money line against Michigan. I think Army wins that game by at least 3 goals. I think they could clear -2.5. I'm not sure exactly where that number is, but I think Michigan's going to have a hell of a time scoring on Army. And I'm glad I laid off the Towson St. Joe's game because some of my lax guys are like, no, St. Joe's can beat them 2 years in a row. And I'm like, you think so? I mean, Towson's ranked. Towson's 15th in the country. Wild game, by the way, Ben. St. Joe has all these scrambles in front of the crease. Towson looks like they're going to tie it at 12. St. Joe's held on. Beat Towson 2 years in a row. So my lax guys know. All right, college hoops. First down. We're going to keep riding UMass overs. Buffalo at UMass. We're going to go over the 157.5. Buffalo's 4-1 of the over their last 5 on the road. I mean, we're seeing UMass, right? When they play anybody who can score at all, it's in play for both teams to score 100 points. We saw UMass go crazy with the points against Akron like we thought they would. Same thing against Miami of Ohio. UMass are over in 6 of their last 8 since the last time they played Buffalo. They only scored 68 against Buffalo, Beltway, Ben, but they're averaging 85 points a game since then. Again, that's over basically a 3-week span. And we think Buffalo is going to be forced to run with UMass. So we like that over. And look, the Howard Bison, man, like they're the best team in the MEAC, and I don't think it's close. 12.5 does not scare me at home against NC Central. You ever been to that gym there in Howard? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool gym. I was there once a long, long time ago in my Washington Post reporting days. RIP, Washington Post. Howard's a wagon right now, Beltway, Ben. They've covered 5 straight in the MEAC. They've covered those by 21.5, 14.5, 13.5, 5.5, and 20. They almost beat Yale in regulation and almost beat Yale in overtime in that span as well. Yale's a pretty good team. Might win the Ivy League, although they can't beat Harvard. They've covered 3 of their last 4. Have the Bison at home. The first time these teams met, Beltway, Ben, 83 for the Bison, 69 for NC Central. I don't think NC Central's defense is going to be able to keep the Bison from rolling them here. And NC Central has covered 1 of their last 6 games.
First down for me, I'm going to go play UConn on the money line at -140 in a matchup with Villanova. Shop around. It's 145, 150 in some spots, but you can still find it at -140. I like UConn a lot here. As good as Nova has been, and I know we've missed on them once or twice, but for the most part, when I faded them, I think we faded them in every loss, to be quite honest with you, thinking about it. They've only got 5 losses.
Bald rat.
And I've been able to kind of have some success against him. They're not what their record says. I watch them a lot. I root against them. I hate watching them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, right? The guy left Maryland in a bad spot, so I'm going to hate watch them. And I try to keep that away. Like I bet on them before in spots where I think they're very live and should win. Here, though, I don't see it. UConn is still a top 15 team in the country, and UConn has played with their food a little bit in games this season. All that's fine to me. I still think they're a much better team than what Villanova is. If you look at Villanova's schedule and how it's built, and just with the Big East not being what it once was, to me, this is set up for Villanova to really show their face down the stretch and show who they truly are, because they have a lot of tough matchups down the stretch. And we see this in college basketball all the time, where teams get off to red hot starts and they fall apart down the stretch. We saw it with Willard in year one in Maryland. I know he turned it on a little bit later in conference play, but they lose the buzzer to Penn State. I remember Hakeem Hart couldn't box out there. Like, there's just games where you can remember, and just being a Terps fan with Willard and not being able to get some of these big wins. I know it's a home game. I know that crowd's starting to buy into what Willard's selling, but they're still pretty young and they don't have enough talent for me. Again, Willard has done an exceptional job in year one at Villanova, taking over for Neptune, who wasn't even able to win the Big Five. But here, I don't know. I just think UConn's going to really get after it and do what they need to win this game on the road. They also need to win, right? They losing at home to Creighton the other night. If you don't think Hurley had them up at probably 4 a.m. ready to work, you're crazy. So give me UConn on the money line at -1.
I'm guessing they weren't up at 5 a.m. for Chapel Beltway. They were up
no,
at 5 a.m. to get cussed out in 5 different languages.
Yes,
maybe Rafa could give us some how to cuss in Finnish. Spent some time in Finland. Spent about a month in Finland a long time ago. It was in Lahti. I was in Turku. I was based in Helsinki. Covered an under 17 soccer. Well, they didn't call it the World Cup. The under 17 youth World Championships. Again, for the Post, RIP. We dedicate this show to the Washington Post. I dedicate every show to the Washington Post. Second down, Beltway Bend. Loyola Chicago. I gotta fade you. Chicago. Loyola Chicago going to St. Joe's. We'll lay the 9.5 with St. Joe's. St. Joe's have covered 9 of their 13 conference games. They've covered 9 of their last 11. They won the first meeting between these squads 85-64. That's a lot of points to win by. We fade Loyola Chicago for a reason. They're 3-9 against the spread. Their last 12, they're 2-7 against the spread. Their last 9 on the road. They failed to cover all of those games by 3 points or more. And this is going to be a tough spot for them to go on the road. We looked long and hard at that St. Thomas Denver over, and we love Denver Pioneers over. The number just got too high. We thought we'd be giving that out here. We just couldn't get there. But we could go back and smack Air Force. UNLV at Air Force. -15.5. Juice just a little bit. If you don't watch the show regularly, first of all, you should. And second of all, you already know why we fade Air Force religiously, even when they're catching 27.5 points like they were against New Mexico. They've covered 1 of their last 13 games. In that span, they've lost 9 times by 20 points or more. They are 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 at home. What in this game is on SITV? I got to check. SITV doing some pretty cool stuff with the Mountain West. The first game between these teams in Vegas, Ben, the Rebs were laying 14.5. They won by 28. UNLV's covered 3 of their last 5. I know that's not great, but and Air Force is a bottom 350 team in the country in offense. They're a bottom 300 team in defense. They are 316th shooting the 3 ball and 352nd defending the 3 ball. I think they lose by 20 again, Beltway Ben. Home don't matter.
You got one more, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, brother. The Lumberjacks. Can't sleep on the Lumberjacks laying 13.5. Again, we're playing the hits here. We're running out of inventory. Believe it or not, we got about 1 week left in regular season for most of these conferences. I don't know about you, Ben, and we can talk about it later in the week. Although I know we got the baseball overtimes coming up that we want to tell people about at the end of the show too. So that's going to make things a little different. But I'm looking at this schedule saying I got to get my licks in at a couple. I got to play some of the hits here because the conference tournaments are just different. And obviously we're going to have plays in them, but I'm not going to have 6 plays a night in college basketball like I do a fair amount of the time in February. Like there's just I tread a little lightly in the conference tournaments. So We got Nichols at our Stephen F. Alston Lumberjacks. Look, Nichols have covered 3 of their last 11. The Lumberjacks are 20-5 against the spread on the season. They're 15-4 against the spread as a favorite. They're 10-2 against the spread at home. They won the first meeting 79-62. Stephen F. Alston has covered 13 of their last 16 games, and they're fighting for seeding in the tournament. So I think at home they run this thing up.
Second now for me, we're going to play Georgia on the money line minus 130. A matchup with Texas. Miller's done a fine job in his first year. Like, Texas has just been kind of all over the place in recent years, but Miller's done a fine job. Right now, they're in consideration for the tournament. Ultimately, I think they're going to fall out. I don't think they're going to play good down the stretch. And Georgia showed me something the other night against Kentucky on the road in Lexington. Listen, Kentucky's been banged up. They've been ugly. I played them a few times early in the year and have tried not to go back because of how bad they've been, just to be quite honest with you. But still, a desperate team at home in that spot and gives them a little bit of a push late. Georgia still being able to hold on. Told me a little bit of something about them. They've been good all year. They've kind of struggled a bit of late the past few weeks, but I think they're going to get right here at home. That's big for me here. This is a team, again, who in SEC play, we've seen their record struggle a little bit, but the SEC is not horrible. It's not as good as it was in recent years, but it's not horrible, and I kind of understand it. They're still very much in contention to make the NCAA tournament. Right now, if the season ended today, they'd be in. So I think they need this win a little bit more. Texas, I think they kind of know what they are. Meanwhile, Georgia, I truly think they're an NCAA tournament team. So you got to win at home, especially against Texas, because the matchups aren't getting any easier. Give me Georgia on the money line at minus 130.
Ben, you're the wires guy. Do my wires look okay? I'm not used to having these headphones on.
Yeah, the wires look good.
They look.
I've never been called a wires guy. The wires do look good.
But you are.
I'm a wires guy.
The wires look okay. It's not that I'm really worried about appearances.
The wires look good. Yeah.
Wires look good. We got the contrasting wires: black wires, white wires. Third down, NBA. I've played this game a couple different ways, but I think my favorite way is just the money line with the Suns. We've liked the Suns at home pretty much all year because they're a covering machine, and Orlando, they can't cover no matter where they go. But them, given the way their season's gone late in the year, coming out of the All-Star break at Phoenix, laying out in the sun, I don't like this for them. So look, we're paying a little juice here, but let's just take the Suns to win the game. Look, we don't need them to cover here. And I think they will cover, but we're looking at an Orlando team that's 4-7 against the spread as a road dog. They're 17-25 against the spread outside the division. And again, we don't even need to cover. We just need to win. Orlando 8-16 against the spread on the road overall. They are 4-8 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. They are 2-12 against the spread their last 14 on the road, Beltway Ben. Ouch. Phoenix, 18-10 against the spread at home. Again, we don't need them to win by 3 or whatever, wherever that number keeps going. We just need them to win. 18-9 against the spread as a favorite. The Suns are 26-15 against the spread outside of their division. This is a lesser Eastern Conference team. I know as Booker, I don't even know exactly what Booker's situation here. I mean, look, they were covering and winning without him for a period of time. So that doesn't really factor into this. I think they win this game without him. If he plays, great.
For me, third down, we're going to college baseball market. We're going to play the Maryland, Louisiana Lafayette over 13.5 minus 115. Did you see the Terps yesterday?
Dude, they're hitting the hell out of the baseball.
Yeah. They also blew it.
3-run homer, grand slam. Dude, how about did you see Towson won at New Mexico?
Yes, I did. I saw it on Twitter. But Terps were up 6-3 in the 9th at Louisiana Lafayette yesterday and decided to not throw strikes and just couldn't throw strikes and ended up blowing that game. A game that looked like they had in their hands. Tough. And that's kind of where their pitching was last year and what we expected. Now you go get Williams from East Carolina, and he's a stud. That's their ace. That's their true number one yesterday. 4 2/3. It's early in the year. They're kind of handcuffing him a little bit, but he was deadly. Cespedes comes in and ends up blowing the game. Well, the bullpen comes in after him and gives up some of his runs. But it was an ugly game for the Terps late. They had the game in their hands, and they're going to be pretty frustrated. Swope is a hitting coach. He's a guy that teaches batters. teaches them a lot of good things. And the offense last year wasn't the issue. It was how bad their pitching was. I do think the pitching might fall apart a little bit today. We haven't seen enough overs in their games yet, as much as I would expect. We did see them put up a ton of runs against Georgetown the other day. We saw them go over this once against UNC Wilmington. I don't know. I just think the Terps are going to come out pretty hungry at the plate. And I don't know that their pitching is going to be able to hold up the way it has in the first week of the season. So I'm going to take the Maryland and Louisiana Lafayette over 13.5 at -115.
Go Terps. Big fan of Matt Swope. He's taking good care of my son Rocco there at College Park. Rock helping managing the team, but when you're a freshman manager, you're not making road trip. You know what I mean? You gotta work your way up the pecking order. But yeah, love that program. Love going to games there. We should get to a game together.
Absolutely, the Bob. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I love it. I forgot to say Hopzite. I guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter though.
I'll say it anyway. Hopzite. 4th and short for me, Beltway Ben. Sacramento at San Antonio. I'm laying the 10.5 in the first half with the Spurs -108. I mean, this is a Sacramento team that over their last 7 road games is a -11.5 in the first half. That's 3rd worst in the NBA in that span. We're looking at a Sacramento team that over their last 7 road games is allowing opponents to shoot 53% from the floor in the first half. They're allowing 64.4, Beltway Ben, first half points on the road in the first half over their last 11 road games. We're looking at a San Antonio team that at home in the first half is allowing teams to shoot just 43% from the floor. That's top 5 in the NBA. It's a San Antonio team that their last 8 at home in the first half, plus 9.1 scoring margin, 2nd best in the NBA. So we got Sacramento over the last 6 weeks, -11.3 points per game in the first half on the road. And San Antonio at home winning the first half over that same stretch by 9.1 per first half. I don't know, like this kid gets so I don't know about covering the 20 for the game. And Sacramento looks like they're basically waving the white flag, right? And San Antonio, I think, will get a run in here and take care of business in the first half. And then who knows? If you want to play it for the whole game, knock yourself out. But that's where I was on it.
4th down for me. Sorry, I meant to change that. Yeah, yours was 4th and short. Mine, I guess, will be 4th and weird.
Okay. Love 4th and weird.
Yeah, it is for this. We're gonna play Tennessee's team total over 8.5 at -125. Again, team total 8.5. You would think, oh, this isn't basketball. No, it's college baseball. That's why I'll throw it in. 4th and weird. In this spot again, Tennessee facing Kent State, who just played with LSU a little bit and saw some of their pitchers get beat up in some of those games and all of those things. Tennessee's offense, the coach that takes over, was the offensive guy under Vitello. By the way, Vitello, who I wanted the Orioles to hire more than most right now. A lot of stuff going on with him, his comments to the media. Very interesting there.
That's either going to be feast or like that. He's either going to get all these like major leaguers to buy into this thing, or he's going to be gone by the not the All-Star break.
Yeah,
but like,
no, it's
maybe
he's just
got I don't know that he's finished it. Like, it better get off to a decent start. You know what I mean? And I'm all for unconventional and all that, but this might be a bridge too far. I don't know how to bet them as a team because I don't even know how to handicap this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I hope that it goes again. I know he's the only people I know. He's a winner. The guy wins. I like it. He has some fire. He gets other teams frustrated. It's good, but he's got to learn to talk to the media. But that being said, he ends up leaving Tennessee. That happens. Now all of a sudden you got a hitting coach there, and their offense is always going to be good. I don't think that much is. Vitello revamped that program and turned them back into the powerhouse that they are, and I don't know that they're going to slouch or fall off. They still should have success offensively. It's going to be a Saturday. Place is going to be packed. You're facing Kent State, who, as I said, we saw what happened there with LSU. So I just think Tennessee will be able to get to them. So I like their team total over 8.5 at -125.
Yeah, some people out there probably try to tell you today is not Saturday, but it's Saturday, and you can't argue facts. Overtime, I see the back-to-back Beltway Ben. Somewhat unprecedented.
It is.
In the history of this show. But my overtime's already out there, and that Tiago match is already kicked off.
Yeah, just in case anybody didn't see it, that is that. Here though, we have 2 plays. We have a college basketball parlay, slight one, and a slight NBA parlay as well. We'll start with the college basketball one. These are 2 games that I almost got there on. I almost got there, before the game. I just really like this. And by the way, that's Tennessee Vanderbilt, not Tennessee Auburn. So it's Tennessee Vanderbilt.
Vandy.
Yeah, over 143.5, and then Kentucky Auburn over 150.5 plus 102. Listen, I like both of these overs. I was going to give them out first 3 downs, and instead, I don't know, I decided to bring both of them down a little bit and get me plus money because, again, I think both of these are going to go over. But if they don't, we're taking them down a bunch of numbers each, and we're getting plus money. If one goes south, we lose just a unit. That's fine with me. All 4 of these teams are starting to play very fast basketball. Vanderbilt at home always does. Vanderbilt, they could be down 30, and they somehow get back in these games. It's happened multiple times now where all of a sudden it's a 1-possession game with 30 seconds left. Tennessee, it's a road game. Their defense isn't what it once was under Rick Barnes. When you take guys like Jacoby Gillespie and bring some of the pieces they have, a 5-star, Ahmet, the guys that they brought in, it's not defensive first, been more offense with them, which is a little surprising to see, but that's where they are. Kentucky and Auburn. Kentucky, I thought coming into the year was going to be shooting the ball way more, playing at a fast pace like they did under Pope last year. And as we've seen before, and it's been more defense, but of late, it's starting to tick a little bit. I do think their offense gets going against Auburn, who it's basically, we're going to play offense, do what you want. Let's see how that goes, especially at home for Auburn. So I like Tennessee Vanderbilt over 143.5 and Kentucky Auburn over 150.5 at plus 102. The NBA parlay. Tyrese Maxey, 25 plus points, a Jalen Duran double-double plus 100. Tyrese Maxey, right now it sounds like Embiid's still going to be out. That's the case. Maxey should have no issue getting us to 25 plus points in against just a bad defense. And then Duran, the Bulls were a double-double machine. You take whoever you want, double-double against the Bulls. And I think that's what the case is going to be here tonight for Duran. Really do like that. I don't know. I just have a pretty good feeling about him. The blowout scares me a little bit. If he's got 8 rebounds through the first 3 quarters and he doesn't play the 4th, that always scares me. But I don't know. Giddey's back. They have some guys playing. Hopefully they can keep it close enough. So I like Tyrese Maxey for 25 plus points and Jalen Duran double-double plus 100.
Excellent. Just looking at my notes here because at one point in time I was thinking about giving this out. Have you started parlaying any MLB player props? I keep going back to I love the Pasquatch. Pasquatch 30 home runs, Gunner 30 home runs, Wyatt Langford 30 home runs. I keep going I'm waiting for more markets to materialize, but that's one that just keeps calling my name Beltway Ben.
Well, it's kind of funny. That does speak interest if Wyatt Langford stays healthy. I'm in a weird spot because I like to have fun with some of these things. And when we're doing the team ones, I was thinking about, and it's too tough because one guy's going to get injured, but putting together 2 or 3 guys from each team, parlaying them. When I'm looking at the Rockies, I'm looking at Beck, I'm looking at a few other guys, and I'm like, well, if one of these guys
I watched them yesterday. I've seen a lot of Zach Veen, saw him a lot in the Eastern League. Unfortunately, he's always hurt. And
sober.
Sharky was
he's sober.
I hear that he looks jacked. He's always looked like a string bean. And then we're switching, one of the Rider game ends and we go to MLB Network and they're showing the Rockies game and he's in left field and I see him chase a ball to the fence. And so I'm looking at him from the air and I'm like, that's not Zach. That's not Zach Veen in left field. This guy's got a trunk. This guy's got thighs. This guy's got an ass. It's Zach Veen.
You didn't hear the story?
No.
He supposedly had some addiction issues, completely got sober. And they said he put on 40 pounds. I know he's way thicker than you. 40 pounds.
I didn't recognize him, and I've seen him a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen him up close. Sharky's got his autograph. He's got pictures with him. He was always a string bean.
40 pounds, though, in one offseason? That seems like
I know 40 is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of mass. But he's now got a lot of ass.
He is
and
jacked.
The ball travels there.
Yeah.
I could not get, I don't want to give too much away. We're starting with the Rockies on Monday, correct?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes. I got it.
If it might have been tomorrow, but I think
you put the 22nd, which I assume you were talking about.
Let's do Monday. Let's do Monday.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yes.
I was assuming that we were going to start on Monday. I mean, the Rockies are bad, but I don't know if they're as bad as that number. I think they're gonna run a lot. I mean, that was something they talked about in this broadcast a lot. They're gonna run a lot with this new manager. And I don't know. I think like they can't pitch a lick. Like, I mean, but there's also gonna be no pressure.
It's gonna be
down
fun.
8-0 in the third inning, right? I'm gonna go get mine.
Tomo's gonna there's gonna be some fun days we have with them.
Oh, a lot of overs. I mean, I don't know where they're gonna put the number. I mean, they're gonna have to put it. It's like Air Force, 27.5. I ain't scared. I mean, you want to put it at 12.5? Where you want to put it?
It'll be probably the average will probably be 11, 12.
But yeah, I've always been a Veen guy. Like, that'd be awesome if you turn it around. Hey, respect, man.
Yeah, he said he got sober. He
Yeah,
said this all season.
I don't know, 3 years or something like that. I don't like to think about the day and all. I don't celebrate it. It's not how I'm wired. I'm not. Everybody does their own thing. Like, I'm not one of those people who like recognizes the anniversary or thinks about like when I had my last drink. But respect.
Absolutely. I always love sobers. I'm never drink, never smoke.
You love the sobers.
I do love the sobers.
Me too. I love the drunks too. I love everybody. You said we had an email from Rafa to read or anything, or no?
No. Just I was just talking about the one email.
Yeah,
I was just shouting them out.
Gotcha. Any comments? Anything to get to before we put the betting slip up? When I go walk these doggies?
No, not much. Seraphine said, "Me and the German pups say good morning. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen.
Tag. Guten Tag. Die Bundesliga. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Hund. That's how you say dog in German. I know that. Hund. Hast du Hunger? Pretty sure that's are you hungry?
That sounds right. I don't know, but that's
Hunger?
That sounds right.
Yeah. Scheiße. Arschloch. There you go. That pretty much. That's my and Hopzeit. Dry. Fry. Nil.
0.
Yeah, I got it all written down here. Rafa gave it to me. That's the show. Ben let everybody know how yesterday went. Again, I didn't have a lot of volume that was actually played yesterday, and one of them was a push, which, yeah, it's not great. So there you have it. Beltway Ben crushing the NBA, crushing college baseball, crushing NCAA hoops. What time? So you're going to be on? Are you got a crest credential for this Michigan game? No,
I do.
Sweet. Do you know where you are? Are you down on the court? Or are they putting you in some?
So it's definitely not down on the court. Also, shout out to Nate Tomlinson. He said he's going to be searching for me. Nate's one of our loyals. I don't know if they're putting me on TV, but
you're going to wear the Wannabets? Well, I don't think you wear the Wannabets.
No, I'm going to try to. Yeah.
I would advise against that way.
Yeah. They said like the Wizards arena does it like the corners.
Yes. Or you might be under a basket or something. Yeah.
Well, it would be like to the left or to the right in a corner. But the issue is they said overfill is in the upstairs media box. I'm like, I applied for.
Yeah. I think that. Well, that's what I was going to say. I have a feeling you're going to be in the hockey press box.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
That's my guess.
I don't know. But whatever, we'll see.
You'll figure something out. We'll have fun there. You and your dad. That sounds like fun. Tomorrow. Ooh, yeah, he's got another 9:30 basketball game.
Do you want to do after?
Are we gonna mess up? I mean, are we gonna?
How far is he away from you? Is it
back in Emerton? I mean, it's like 35 minutes away.
Do you want me to give out your place again?
Let me see. What time? Woody, do you have anything going on?
No.
Like you don't have something you have to get to or anything?
No.
Shoot. I went the wrong thing. Yeah, I know this is great television. I just want to double check what time the Bundesliga. So the Stuttgart match tomorrow kicks off at 1:30. Okay. And what about Liverpool and Forest? Do any of these college games kick off crazy early? They can't before noon, right?
Memphis UAB is at noon, and then Michigan State, Ohio State's at 1.
Forest Liverpool's at 9. but I can just I'll just give that out on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so he's at 9:30 to 10:30. I mean, you want to say 11:30? Is that?
Yeah, that works.
Let me just double check his game time here. Because they canceled some stuff. Yeah. And look, if it's snow, like, aren't they calling for snow? A little bit of snow tonight. I went to the Giant yesterday and it was nuts. I had to leave. I couldn't even go in. Went in there to get Gatorade for my wife because she's sick, and I couldn't even do it. So I know they are calling for snow. So if it gets snowed out, I'll let you know. But we'll plan on 11:30.
Yeah, that works.
Sweet. And you put the ticket up? Yeah, you already put the ticket up?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for betting with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Sounds like 11:30.